morning. Can everyone see my screen? All right, great. I'm getting some yeses on there. We're just gonna give it a few more minutes so that we can wait to see. Can you hear me? All right. All right, well, good morning. Thank you for attending. I'm going to minimize this. All right, can everyone see my screen? And everyone can hear me? Perfect. Great. Well, thank you again for attending the Girl Scouts Connected today. We will start in just a few moments just to let everyone else get online. While we're waiting, why don't we see where everyone is from? So if you type in the chat box where you're from, right, we see people from Lexington, Anderson, Indian Land, Lancaster, Michigan, Pearland, Wisconsin, Georgia, Simpsonville, Philadelphia, Fort Walton. Great, wonderful. We're glad to have you guys on board. Las Vegas. Wow, we got some East Coasters on the line now. Great. Columbia, Tennessee, Kentucky. Great. All right. Get started in just a few moments. All right. If you cannot see my screen or cannot hear me, I see that some have commented on that. Based on what kind of technology you're using, you might need to go to your settings and make adjustments, even adjust video options. So hopefully that will help a little bit. All right. Welcome again. Today we are going to be going over our Eating for Beauty Cadet badge. I am Danielle Sykes with Eastern South Carolina. I'm one of the Girl Sports Specialists. We are pleased to collaborate with our sister council, Mountains to Midlands, as we bring you the virtual program series, Girl Scouts Connected. So today we are going to be going over the Eating for Beauty, the cadet level. The requirements that we will be going over, let me go on my screen, is know how good nutrition helps your body stay healthy, find out what you eat affects your skin, explore how your diet affects your stress level, investigate how what you eat affects your sleep, and step 5, look at how your diet affects your energy. So we are going to be starting several of these steps that will coincide and overlap with each other, but mainly they will be continued and finished at home to complete the badge, because they will take about a week or two in order to make sure that you are completing the badge requirements. All right, so the purpose of this badge is, as you complete it, you will know how to eat your way to a healthy mood, mind, and body. We will be doing a combination of creating charts, logs, and polls, and then a live demonstration on how you can do a food makeover that is healthy and tastes good. I know sometimes people think that healthy means that the food doesn't always taste the greatest, but I'm going to show you today that we are going to do a healthy but also enjoyable meal. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to, step one, is we are going to create a food pyramid. I know that a lot of you may have done this back in elementary school, but being able to actually see and go over see what food categories there are, we are kind of combining this step with step 3 as well. So know how we're going to be doing. Step 1 is eat by color. So know how good nutrition helps your body stay healthy. So what I want you to do is take a piece of paper and get some colored markers. You can get a ruler and a pencil or a marker to go ahead and get started and trace your outline. So I kind of just did a brief outline on here. So I'm going to do this. We're going to basically make an isosceles triangle. So I did about 10 inches or so, go down one side, go down the other. This will kind of go very quickly on creating this triangle piece. And then you're going to, oops, sorry about that. And then connect it at the bottom. So you have a large isosceles triangle. Can everyone see what I just created there? All right, perfect. So then what you're going to do is about, I would say, let's just say about an inch, you're going to go up from the bottom. You're going to, an inch from the bottom, you're going to create your first level. And then up from there, now measure up about 2 inches from that bottom level and do another 1, 2, and then 3 more levels. So that this way it kind of looks like a coned level. And then what you're going to do is you are going to the middle two boxes. So the second and third, you're going to go right down the middle and draw a line, cutting those 2 boxes in half. So now we've kind of created our pyramid. And now we're going to label them. So go ahead and take your colorful markers, crayons, or colored pencils. I use colorful highlighters. I like these highlighters. And on here, you can create whatever color you want to label your area. So, oh, I'm sorry, am I going too fast? Okay. So what you're going to do, this bottom level here, is going to be for water. So on here, you can create, you can put in here and go back through and create different pictures as you want. You can create like water droplets to represent water. I'm a good stick figure drawer, so this works great for me. But this is going to represent the water that you are going to take in, and we'll go over more of that later on. All right, so the next level, well, that water level, I left white. You can do it a different color, that's fine. It's completely up to you. This next level right here is your bread level. Again, you can go and draw pictures later to represent that, but this is the bread level. Bread, cereal, rice, and pasta group. In this group, what you want to make sure that you do is kind of let yourself know how many servings you're going to need. What it recommends is 6 servings per day. All right? I colored this group yellow. So I highlighted yellow. You can color it. Again, put your pictures. You could even put on the outside what group it is. Sometimes a visual does help with being able to see the different groups or the different categories. I was always told by a professor that I had a long time ago is that when you write something down, you're more apt to following through and being able to follow through with whatever program that you decide to do. So the next level is a split level. It really doesn't matter which side. Yes.
Slow down just a little bit, please.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions so far? Or does everyone just need time to draw?
No worries. This will be easy to kind of catch up as well. So if you can go back and see this as well. And all right, it looks like we're ready to go. So this next category in here, it's a split level, and it doesn't matter which side that you put it on. One side is going to be the vegetable group, and the opposite to that is going to be the fruit group. In here, the vegetable group, it is recommended that there are 5 servings daily. In the fruit group, it is 4 servings daily. And again, be creative, use whatever colors you want to for that. For the vegetable group, I chose green. I colored my area green. For fruit group, I love purple, so I had to incorporate purple somewhere. So I made my fruit group purple. I also love fruit. So why not link up my favorite color with one of my favorite food groups? All right, everyone got those? The second box says, one side says vegetable, the other says fruit group. The larger down below says bread, cereal, rice, and pasta. And underneath these that look like tears are actually water drops. The bread group is 6 servings per day. Vegetable group is 5 servings per day. Fruit group is 4 servings per day. All right, the next above that, again, it doesn't matter which side you want to put it on, but it is the milk, yogurt, and cheese group. And the recommended servings for this is 5 servings per day. And across from that is the meat, poultry, eggs, fish, and nut group. My handwriting's a little sloppy. I apologize about that. And on here, there's a little bit of difference in the way that the servings are recommended. So for the meats, the lean meats, you're looking at 8 to 9 servings weekly. For fish, you're looking at 2 to 3 servings weekly. And then nuts, you're looking at 5 servings weekly. Now, there are some vegetarians that this category can be a little tricky, but this would also be where they would substitute the meat product for soy products or tofu. And there's a lot of great options for vegetarians that they can substitute the meat with the vegetarian meat and stuff like that. Again, one side is the milk, yogurt, cheese group, which is 5 servings daily. Opposite is the meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and nut group. So again, the yogurt and the milk, I did blue.
Danielle, once this is over with the pyramid, could you possibly repeat all of the servings again?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
And then the meat category, I did in red. All right, now this top level, this is where you're going to get your fats, oils, and sweets. I love this category. I always got to monitor it though. And the recommended for this is 3 servings daily. And I colored this top level orange. All right, so I'm going to kind of bring this a little bit closer. Trying to get it. All right, so the bottom level, again, is the water level. This is where you could track your water level. We'll get into what is the serving size for the water level in a little bit. The next level up is the bread, cereal, rice, and pasta group, which is 6 servings daily. The next group up above that is the vegetable and fruit group, or vegetable group, which is 5 servings a day, and then the fruit group, which is 4 servings a day. There is a recommended for water. We'll go into that into the next section, so that this way, because this here is going to correlate and overlap with the next document that we are going to be doing as well. The next category up is the milk, yogurt, cheese group, which is 5 servings recommended daily. And then the meat, fish, eggs, and nut group, which is lean meats are recommended 8 to 9 servings a week. Fish are 2 to 3 weekly, and nuts are 5 weekly. The water box, you could choose to leave that white. I chose to leave it white. You could color it if you want to. You can make those droplets blue or whatever color you want to. Again, it's being creative. I just left it blank without any color. The top group, the top box is your fats, oils, and sweets, which is 3 servings recommended daily. All right, great. The next thing that we're going to do is going to be another piece of paper. And this you can definitely go back to as we are going. This is going to be, we are going to do steps 2 and 4 in this one. So you're finding out how what you eat affects your skin. And this is where you're getting into how much water you want to drink. And then also take the 2-week test. So all of this using the pyramid chart, as well as this next thing that we're going to do, you do need to record it for about a week to 2 weeks in order to get a true accurate reading of what the changes are. So we are going to now create a food chart, water log, and sleep log. So this is kind of a larger chart that we're going to create. So we're doing steps 2 and 4 collectively, but it also will tie into step 1 as well. So on this next one, you're going to do a large, where's my thing? Sorry. A large rectangle across the paper. So I kind of did about 10 inches down. I did about 10 inches down and about 11 inches across. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You could take, if you don't have a ruler, you could take a piece of paper that will help level it out, and so forth. All right, once you have pretty much your framework, you're going to the next, you're going to do about 1-inch boxes across. And so what I kind of did was I kind of went and set my roll up and did 1 inch for each area and then just went down from there. So I did my 1 inch boxes. Across the page. For about 7 times. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry, 8 times. That last little box is going to be about 2 inches across. So you're going to do about 2 inches across. Okay. And then there should be a little spacing at the end of your paper. So again, we're going to go over this so that we can catch up. I created a chart. So I did a large rectangle on the page. I did about 10 inches down on the side and about 1 inch boxes across. And we did that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 boxes across. The 9th box over here was about 2 inches. And then there's a little piece right here. It's about 1/2 inch. Go ahead and continue that off the page. All right. So now we're going to go down the page and we are going to do 1 inch boxes 8 times. All right. Again, I indicated right at the 1 inch mark for each of it. And just go straight across so that we can make our boxes across.
Danielle?
Yes.
We have a few people that need you to slow down a little, but then also it's 10:25, so just watch your time.
Yes. The cauliflower rice does not take that much time long. Does not take long.
Okay.
All right, so going over what we did is, and again, you can go back to doing this later. I just wanted you to kind of get a framework on here. So again, I did about a big rectangle, so about 10 inches down, and then about 11 inches across. And then you're going to make basically 1 by 1 boxes. So 1 inch down, 1 inch over. Down, you should have 8 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Across, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 1 inch boxes and a 2 inch box on the 9th one, and then just carrying it on over. So we're just going to label each of these boxes. So this top corner here, you're going to write the word day of week. And across, you're going to take what we did earlier with our food pyramid, and we are going to label those boxes. So we're going to say yellow, because that is the bread group. Again, whatever color you chose to use. Green, to represent the vegetable group. Purple, to represent the fruit group. Blue, to represent the milk yogurt. Red, to represent the meat group and poultry. Orange, to represent the fats, oils, and waters, fats, oils, and sweets. And then this is where you're going to get into the 8th box as water. And then the 2-inch box, you're going to write the word meal times, because this is where you're going to record your meal times. And then that last little piece over here, this is where you're going to write the word sleep, because you're going to monitor your sleep. All right, on the boxes going down, this is the day of the week. So you're going to do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. So going in, looking at this, you're going to label the days of the week going down, and then the food groups across, and then also include the water group, and then we're going to do the meal times. And then this last piece right here is the sleep time. So I'm just going to show you the first one here, and then you can go back and do this, finish this page up so that we can go ahead and get started with our cooking. So in each of these 1-inch boxes right here, you're going to cut it into 4 levels, so about a 1/4 inch each of rows. And then where it says mealtime, this is where you're going to say the first line, breakfast. Next line is lunch. The 3rd line is dinner. And the 4th line is snack. And then you're going to repeat that for each of the days of the week. I just wanted to show you the first one so that you can go back and do the rest of the days of the week. So that pretty much finishes up the charts and the logs. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to log your intake of each of those food categories each day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to record how much water you drink during those times, and then how much you slept that night. So according to National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine, women should drink on average 11.5 cups of water a day. So water does help get rid of waste. It lubricates and cushions joints and helps to protect sensitive issues. Antioxidants are chemicals that your body help flush out the toxins, which help prevent damage and repair damage already done. So fruits and vegetables, especially berries and dark green leafy vegetables, are particularly high in antioxidants. So also dark chocolate and green tea. So this chart you're going to need to do for about 2 weeks in order to go ahead and get your track your water intake and your food intake. All right. So again, there's the food chart and your log. All right, now let's go ahead and get into cooking. All right, so being able to do a food makeover is pretty much what we are going to do today, and be able to see how to change some foods but still make them feel good. One of the first things that whenever you're handling food is I always put my hair back so that this way I don't get any hair in my food, and especially because I have long hair. Whenever you're cooking, especially with any kind of oils or anything, you want to make sure that you have something to protect you from not getting grease on your shirt or anything like that. So I have a apron that I wear. And then you also want to make sure that you properly hand wash. So I like to wash my hands before I touch any kind of food to make sure that I am not contaminating anything I had before. So proper hand washing technique is that you wash your hands and dry them before you shut off the water, and use a paper towel to shut your water off. All right, so with making the cauliflower fried rice, what we're going to do is we are going to you can either take a head of lettuce and chop it up. I've kind of got it started for us. I have a little food processor, so it does take a little bit longer, but what you're going to do is you're going to chop your cauliflower up into the little florets that it has. From your head of lettuce, cut off the stem part, cut off all of the area that you need to take off the bottom leaves and some stems. And then in a food processor, you're basically going to layer.
Danielle?
Yes.
Can you put the screen back up with your ingredients on your next slide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So these are kind of the ingredients that I have used, but you can kind of do it based on what you like. So this is going to kind of be a little loud, but you are grinding it up until it looks like a riced looking consistency. And then you're going to continue to do that for each of the pieces until you have grinded up your entire cauliflower head. You can kind of break it apart sometimes and get it in there. And because most of this is already relatively pre-cooked, it doesn't take more than 5-10 minutes on the stove.
Danielle, could you also
Yes.
give some options of what you can do if you don't have a food processor, or if maybe if you're allergic to some of these
Sure.
ingredients?
Sure, you can always get the frozen cauliflower rice already done. And it might take a little bit longer, but you could always use a cheese grater to do it. It's just going to take a little bit longer to do. But there are definite ways that you can alternate if you do not have a food processor in order to grind up your cauliflower. All right. So once you have completed all of the grinding up all of the, grind up one more thing of the cauliflower. Sometimes cauliflower tends to be a little bit messy, so that is perfectly all right. Just have fun with it. You can clean up afterwards. All right, so then what you're gonna do now is we are going to go over to the stove. We are going to go ahead and put it on about medium heat.
Danielle, if you would
Yes.
just pause for a second while they're still, chopping up their cauliflower.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'll go finish up chopping up some of this other one so that you can finish up that. All right, so now I have chopped up all of the cauliflower and we are ready to begin making our cauliflower rice. So in your pot, okay, you're going to put in, whether you put in olive oil or you put in vegetable oil, it's fine. You just want basically just to kind of coax your pan. And at this point, you're pretty much just cutting up all of your ingredients. So today what I have here is I have the cauliflower and the cauliflower that we did. I did some frozen peas and frozen corn. So either way, you could use what's in your freezer. You don't, if you want to do frozen, you could definitely do frozen. You don't have to. But like I said, fresher is actually better. So that's why I like to use the fresh head of cauliflower, but definitely you can use the frozen. That does do the same purpose. It just shortens the step in order for you not to have to chop it all up, and especially if you're worrying about a food processor. But you're going to take these frozen vegetables. I'm going to bring it over here. I also got some broccoli. Again, you can choose to put whatever vegetables that you want to, that your favorite. You can even put some peppers or anything like that. You can chop up. I also had a few of these baby corn carrot things that I can add to it. So I kind of went through what I had in my fridge and kind of just added in whatever I wanted to. So I also got some green onions. Wash those off. If you're gonna, whenever you use fresh vegetables, you want to make sure that you wash them off. So I just cut the ends off so that this way I don't get those little tail ends. And then you just kind of basically slice it very thinly. Get kind of closer, up and close and personal to my cooking station-ish. If you use the green onions, you probably don't want to use a regular onion, or vice versa, or even you can use these green onions as like a garnish, but it does already have a very strong onion flavor and smell, definitely. All right, so I have chopped that up relatively thin so that we can go ahead and use in our meal today. All right. So I have all of my ingredients over here. Girls, now make sure that when you are cooking, you do have safety first, that you make sure that your parents know that you're cooking and know that you are using the stove, so that this way, if they have any questions or if they want to help do it. And this is also a great way for you to be able to get the family involved and making, you know, a family meal, especially right now that as we are getting kind of stuck at home and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is basically all you're doing is combining all of your ingredients. So it didn't chop up all the way. You're going to put your cauliflower in. You're going to put your broccoli in. If you did corn, you're going to put your corn in. Your peas and carrots. Your carrot mixture. Your green onions. So it looks like this. Now, here's where you make sure that you get to do it to where it looks actually like a fried rice. So you take your soy sauce. Now, because it's not rice and grains that absorb the salt from the soy sauce, you might want to use like low sodium soy sauce. I like to use Bragg's liquid amino, which is a soy sauce alternative, which is actually less than the low sodium soy sauce. So what you're going to do is you're going to take about 2 to 4 tablespoons. And again, you can kind of taste it to see how it tastes. And you're going to put it in your mixture. That was 2. I would probably say about 4, 3.
Hey, Danielle.
And 4, yes.
Is your slide still up on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Some girls are asking if you could take it down.
If they could take what down?
Or if you can make yourself bigger again. I know that they can do it on their own, but it might just be able to be easier if you can make yourself bigger on the screen. There you go.
That helped?
Somehow it got fixed. We're good.
Oops. All right. And then basically from here, you just kind of cook it all around. Wait until like pretty much the broccoli is a little tender. You may or may not have to add some more the soy sauce, but again, it is completely up to you. The other thing that you can do is you can always add in an egg, where you would beat the egg up prior to, and then you would mix it in here to go ahead and add to your cauliflower rice fixture. So this usually takes about 10 minutes to cook up. So you can definitely go ahead and make sure that you are cooking that. But if you look, it looks just like fried rice, but just a healthier option. Gluten-free soy sauce should work as well. So absolutely. So I want to thank you again for joining us this morning. We have started steps 1, 2, and 4. What you will have to do on your own for step 5, again, this is being recorded, so you will be able to go ahead and see this as well. So in step 5, the last step, is you're going to look at how your diet affects your energy. So this is where you're going to also track your sleep methods as well, but also after you've kind of taken a 2-week, a week time frame, do a poll. It's very, very easy to do a virtual poll. So you can do it on Facebook. I know us older folks like to use Facebook. You guys like to use Snapchat, and I think that there is a poll on Snapchat. But you can also do SurveyMonkey, or there's other poll platforms. You want to create like a 5-question poll to send out to family and friends, asking them when do they feel most energetic and how it relates to what they have eaten. So the whole purpose of this is basically to look at what you eat and to be able to take back and see that if you change certain things in your diet, does that affect your sleeping? Does that affect the way that your hair or nails look? Does that affect the way that it makes your body feel? It gives you more energy. So ask these same questions to yourself when you create this chart and reflect your answers. What conclusion did you get? What advice can you draw from that data? So again, a lot of these steps you have to, we started today, we started steps 1, 2, 4, and we actually completed step 3, and then 5, you'll go and do a chart to kind of graph what different effects that your diet has on your energy. And again, this is going to take about 2 weeks to finish it. Once you have completed all of those steps, you will have earned your Eating for Beauty badge. Thank you again for joining us today. We hope that you had fun learning how to keep track of what you eat, drink, and sleep, and learning how to do some fun food makeovers, tried saying that 3 times fast, to changing the way that you make healthier food choices and still enjoy food that you like to eat. You can always research other foods that you can give a food makeover to and create a healthier food option for yourself and the whole family. Don't forget to tune in this afternoon for our Facebook Live at 3 p.m. for Cooking with Jordan and Olivia. And then next week, we will also be doing another go-to webinar on April 2nd at 10 a.m., working with the cadets on their Naturalist badge. Thank you again on behalf of Girl Scouts of Eastern South Carolina and Girl Scouts of Mountains to Midlands. Thank you. Have a good day.